I'm just editing this in after having, well, apparently when I was filming the cops circling us, going around the entire block, observing the state of the goyim here, and apparently, being told to stand down by their bosses, not hassling us, while everyone is enjoying themselves at the park and completely ignoring the social distancing bullshit narrative. Yeah, maybe I'll go ahead and throw a little light on that. Somebody's talking to me. Okay, so then you've got to ask yourself, if 2 days ago hanging out within 6 feet of each other was a deadly danger, and now the cops don't give a shit, they're observing us. First they observed a few days ago, and then had Parks and Rec people come and tell people to stand 6 feet apart or greater, especially as they were doing like group exercises here in this very park. And now, just a few minutes ago, the cop cruised slowly by, observing the behavior of the inhabitants. Does that sound like something in the temple? Yeah, and doing nothing when people are obviously, living outside of the bounds which the lords of the empire have set for us. So that begs some questions, doesn't it? A, they don't give a shit about us if they believe it's true, and they already know it's bullshit because they're promoting a false narrative and they know it. Most of the cops are like Freemasons and other fraternal groups integrated under the Freemasonic umbrella, under the Jesuit umbrella, right? So why is it, how can they carry the narrative, is so inconsistent? Either they don't give a shit about us or they know it's bullshit. So which is it, right? Or, wait a minute, something's changed. The pandemic it's abated. That's got to be it. What is it? Well, it's all about social control, and that's more than obvious. Anyway, just thought I'd point that shit out. Right? Okay, here's where we're supposed to be, right? Or did I start like this? Shit. Yeah, so we see families, see people gathered together, sitting or standing very close to one another, not abiding the social distancing manipulation narrative. And so, as yesterday, when they obviously allowed us to hang out at the beach, feeling like we could be true rebels, and then after I completed my video and was in my car, the CHP, California Highway Patrol, for those of you not from California, they may not know that, a CHP cruised by, put on his megaphone, "All right, you people, sun's down, essentially you've had your fun, now go back to your homes. We've allowed you a little break from what we're doing to you." Why is that? Is that to preserve the illusion of freedom that we have in many countries, in many privately owned municipal corporate plantations? Is it to preserve that crap we were taught in in Christianity and also in Mormonism, particularly within the Book of Mormon, where that manifest destiny doctrine is really discussed in all its 19th century Christian glory. Yeah, that the Israelite God had set up the 13, not 12, 13 colonies. 13 for just a coincidence or 13 for a reason? You figure that one out. I think I know the answer. Yeah, the 13 colonies were set up to be freed from British imperialism under the Roman Empire, right? Or is that just propaganda we've been taught because it's easier to manage slaves that believe they're free? After all, the Treaty at Versailles was signed by representatives of His Majesty the King, who represented himself as a prince of the Holy Roman Empire. How authentic of him. Because that's where all sovereignty is vested. And ultimately, that's why you're a tenant on your deed, on your grant deed, of the property you don't own and are led to believe that you do own. I'm going to keep this one short, I think. I'll be back later. Until then, más tarde, amigos. Roger Dave. Out from a park somewhere in Los Angeles, the city of the angels.